And we're back! We are gonna test drive this thing because the only G80 I drove was James's, What's Your Fortes, when he came over once, and it was all stock for the most part.
Stock and rear-wheel drive.
And rear-wheel drive. So this is this is all-wheel drive, and then
Yep.
what else do we have in this car that's
so
exciting?
This is our stealth-wrapped Isle of Man green G80 M3 X-Drive. It's 2022. Cool thing about this, it's kind of like the M5, where if you want two-wheel drive, you can do it. If you want all-wheel drive, you can do it. So it just hooks like crazy, unlike the loose cannon red car over there. We have a lot of carbon on it. We have some AST lowering springs. We have a Mishimoto intake. We have a Daler exhaust, and we have an unlocked DME with boot mode on it. So it's a little bit faster. These cars already start with what, 100 horsepower more than the F80, and then we added like another 100. So it's a lot of fun to drive right now, and it hooks. And just keep your foot down and don't shift. And the best mod of all, TLG mud flaps.
Oh yeah. And then before we even talk about anything else, look at this beautiful interior. I mean, so he's got the full leather, but not only that, he's got the carbon buckets, which are just stunning. I cannot, if you're a guy that can, or a girl who can fit into the carbon buckets, I say go for it, because these are just amazing looking.
Oh yeah, that's the best option in my opinion. If you're of a certain size, that you get this option, because they just hold you in place like no other, and it's, yeah, complete game changer. I mean, that's why I had them in my F80 as well for a while.
And then I've got to say, I've become a lover of extended or full leather. So when you option full leather, not only do you get stitching here, but you get leather down here, you get leather on the dash, and then down here, as opposed to it being plastic. Yes, it's a little more to maintain, but it just looks absolutely awesome. And then check out this view from behind the steering wheel.
You sit nice and low. Look at this.
The seats feel really. So I'm at the bottom now. I feel like I need to raise them up a little bit. I'm not the tallest guy.
You can raise it up.
Yeah, there you go. This is cool. Steering wheel feels great. I love the carbon. I love the shifters behind.
Right now you can see like we have four-wheel drive DSC off. And what we did was complete DSC off. Like that's how stable this thing is.
Yeah.
So that's the M2 button, and then the M1 button I have set to rear-wheel drive.
Setting off. How do we do launch control?
So what you do is...
Wait, I can do launch control?
Yeah.
You gonna let me launch it? All right, hold on, just make sure there's no one behind us. Tell me the procedure while we do this.
All right, so you're gonna come to a complete stop. You're gonna hold the brake with all your might. Switch it to second gear. Okay. And then mash the pedal, both of them. Now let go. And then just keep your foot down and don't shift. And then it'll shift for us. Man, this is a lot stronger in the passenger seat.
That's what I'm saying.
My head was like stuck to the seat. I couldn't move it.
So we did this before we got here, and Brian has it on. I was sitting in the passenger seat. So that's what I experienced.
I have to fix the camera.
That's what I experienced. You see, it's insane.
Your head just gets like stuck to the back of the chair.
I mean, nowadays I compare the speed and acceleration to the Tesla, because that's the fastest car that I own now, and this feels faster. This feels crazy fast. Fourth gear. Oh my god.
And it just hooks, even on crappy tires.
You know what? I like this car. Come on. Why was I such a hater at the beginning? I'm hating myself now.
And if you get tired of shifting, which you probably never get tired of shifting, if you just boop this over, it'll go into automatic mode, and then it's like. So with the F80, I never, ever drive it in automatic mode.
Let's try it.
But like, well, let me put your shifting back up. But just like mat your foot down, all the way through. Like it always finds that lowest gear, and it's always just like, it's a freaking rocket.
It is a rocket, and the brakes are phenomenal.
I'm gonna hit my head on the camera here.
You don't have the, these are not carbon ceramics, right?
No, these are the iron discs.
Jeez, they're so good. And the car sounds good, the exhaust great, it handles great on these. So it's got lowering springs, like you mentioned earlier. Handles,
right here.
it makes, I mean, it feels fine. It doesn't feel bumpy at all.
But like, with this, it's hard to talk. With this car, like, we are at like 600 wheel horsepower, roughly.
To me, this is a lot more fun than the F80. Oh man, this is crazy. It's crazy.
And then like with just being able to switch back and forth like to 2-wheel and 4-wheel, like.
So hold on, let me try the 2-wheel drive. So traction control on.
You're on level 4, so you can still spin it. See, you can feel it spinning out.
See, but I don't like it. I feel like a car like this should have all-wheel drive.
It should.
So do you drive it in all-wheel drive mode all the time, or do you drive it in rear-wheel drive?
I drive all-wheel drive mode, DSC off.
Okay.
Because you can still whip this thing.
Yeah.
You can still go completely sideways if you're trying in 4-wheel drive mode. I love these seats though. I mean, look at these seats here. Look at that. It's the behind the Tommy view.
Yeah. And they fit my my very, very athletic physique very well.
See, so if you're an elite bodybuilder like Tommy, you will fit in this car, which is really cool.
Protein shakes. Let's go get some protein shakes. And then now I know why they went with the fully the slush box as opposed to dual clutch. So we drove the your F80, and yeah, while the shifts were fast, but they were a bit clunky, kind of like, right?
Yeah, this is so smooth.
So smooth.
This reminds me of Ray's R8.
Yeah.
Especially when it's an all-wheel drive mode. Yeah. And then like the other thing, so like right now you're in 2-wheel. There's standard all-wheel, and then there's another mode where you can actually have it like a front bias if you wanted to. So it's more like TTRS.
Jeez.
And the guy at the M Performance, the driving center, he told me, it's funny, I was like locked in place. He told me that his fastest laps, he's a professional race car driver. He said my fastest laps are 100% when you have it in the front wheel bias. I thought that was very interesting.
I guess it pulls you out of the corners a little better.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, believe me, I have free reign on these cars. I can beat the crap out of them, and that is by far the fastest.
I've got to say, I'm so surprised at how much I like this car. I was going by the looks alone, and I was going by the fact that it was meant to be a little heavier. I think before it even came out, people said, "Oh, it was going to do so much more," but it's not that much heavier than the F80, and it definitely doesn't feel heavy.
It does not feel heavy.
Oh man, such a good car.
Especially like the power to weight ratio is there. That's why, because like this comes with like 510 from the factory. So yeah, it weighs a little bit more, but they already gave you 100 horsepower more and gave it all-wheel drive.
Yeah. One constructive criticism for BMW is bring back the dome hood. I feel like I would love something nice and mean looking in front of me. That's my only sort of not complaint, but point. It would be nice to have something, you know, something reminding you that there's so much power under the hood. Yeah. That's my only thing. But other than that, the nose, everyone says it in person, and I've got to say, after seeing it for almost a year and a half now, I've got used to it, and I feel like it kind of fits the car.
I think the shock is over on it. And like there were all these companies in the beginning, they're like, we're gonna redesign it.
None of them made it, and none of them actually look half decent.
Vorsteiner has a killer grille for this thing now.
Yes.
But it's like that GT3 style.
Love that. Amazing. So it's got openings, wider openings. Yeah, that's the way to do it. But I wouldn't necessarily decrease the size of the grills. And then inside it's just like a G20 but on steroids. Yeah. Obviously it's nicely appointed.
It's got knee pads, so you can rest your knee on long rides.
Although the seats actually prevent me from hitting this. My legs are shorter than yours, so the seat is hugging me, and the seat is super comfortable. I love this. I would be worried about bolsters wearing out, because as you come in and out, because you probably
when you kind of like flop in and flop out, it's not like it's not very graceful.
So getting out of this car, okay. Look, so my leg is here.
Hey, don't step on my side skirt.
Okay, so the best way to, I know you said you kind of scoop, is you can, okay. I'm not making it up, I'm serious, okay. Because I want to get up in a way so it doesn't scratch your bolster. Okay, so this is what I would do.
So here, put the... I didn't scratch it.
No. Oh, so how do you do it? Show me how you do it.
So, here's the trick. You put the wheel up and you lock it. Because then it gives you something to like hang on to.
Okay.
So, what I do is I like, instead of trying to sit right, I like throw my butt like way back.
Okay, and then you're avoiding the hump. Gotcha.
And then when I get out.
See, that's, look, so that's holding your thigh right there. Do that again. See, look, see? So what do you do now?
So, you grab the wheel, you elbow, and then you pull yourself out in one motion.
All right, cool. I envision a lot of 60 and 70-year-olds driving this car with these buckets.
I love like letting new people get in the car, especially like my parents or grandparents or something, and they're just like, like this thing is a track weapon, and I think it's there. Like you don't need, you know, kind of like we showed with the F80, like you don't need 1,000 horsepower to like have fun, and that's why like the Porsches do so well, and why, you know, they're definitely like piquing my interest and whatnot, because are they the most powerful car on the road? No. What? This is. You do the Tesla jump?
Oh, okay.
And then boot mode actually came out with some functionality where you can actually adjust your pedal feel by yourself now.
Oh.
So I need to do that in the F80 and put it at like an 80% reduction.
So it's funny, when you let your foot off the gas, the car goes.
Yeah, because like a traditional, it's a very cool. Non-traditional, traditional automatic.
See, I guess if I were to have this car, once I get the station wagon version of this car, I would drive it in manual all the time. Because I keep putting it in automatic, and every time you know, I touch the paddles, it switches to manual.
Right.
I think I would, because it feels like a video game when you're driving it.
Well, one thing that I love about this car that surprised me, so I was actually really contemplating getting the manual, but the manual you can't get a competition in.
Yes.
And I wanted the
competition. No all-wheel drive.
And no all-wheel drive, so I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna get the automatic. And I'll tell you what, like, because of my 335 and other cars that we have and we've driven, I was not excited about it because it wasn't a DCT, and I was like a little bit of a DCT fanboy, and I'm like, how could you go back to a regular, you know, automatic? And then I drove it and I was like, oh my gosh, like it feels like Ray's R8.
It does.
And I think that the Daler exhaust sounds really nice on here.
It does.
It's very like subtle, and like we have the valves open. But it's very subtle, so like if I want to take Kate out on a date, like
you guys still do that?
Yeah. It's not like she hates the F80 because it's rowdy, it's you know, it rides a lot rougher, and like it just, you know, it's more of a race car at this point, where this like is a civil like car that like it's just so good all around, because you can have it on date night or you can have it at the track, and it's just like the best of all the worlds.
And I want to set the record straight, like I mentioned earlier, I got used to the looks. It doesn't bother me at all.
You heard it here. Tommy is used to the looks of the G80.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's fine. I would totally get one. So now, those of you who are trying to bring the station wagon to the US, work harder.
Do it. You're not doing your jobs.
Yeah, this would be awesome. And now, oh look, now BMW lets you do this and that together. Before that, they didn't let you do that. Before that, you could either have this and then parking sensors on that, or vice versa. But look at this. Oh man! And then, what's the thing where you can move your finger?
So if you hit this button and you do 360, you have to like pinch it. Like if you
come on, pinch it for me.
Hold on, my radar detector cable is kind of in the way, but there's like a sensor over here. There it goes.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So let's see. So I'm moving. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go get some sandwiches now. Want to thank Brian for allowing me to drive this thing, for trusting me with it. We're gonna do that.
Anytime.
911.
You wanna borrow it? Just give me a call. You can borrow it.
Thank you. I might take you up on this offer because it's awesome. The wrap looks fantastic. The car itself feels good. Now I know why you bought it, and
it's got room in the back for kids.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at it. It has this thing that Tommy doesn't know about. It's called leg room.
Yes, I know. This is good. I like it.
I love this car though. I mean, this would be a hard one to get rid of.
I agree.
Try to get rid
it
of
feels
one.
premium too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anyways,
sure.
thank you very much for watching, everyone, and once again, thanks to Brian for allowing me to do this, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.